in the building, or rather, we've just entered the building. It's a Tuesday. We're happy to be here. Rather, it's a Wednesday. Okay. It's a Tech Wednesday.
She's still on the mood of yesterday. What happened
Valentine's Day, you know, I'm still in the month of love, or rather the day of love. But thank you so much for choosing us once again to be your source of entertainment, rather. As Kezia has said, we are all talking all things that have to do with NFTs. We live in a fourth industrial revolution, and therefore almost everything is digitalized, including digital representation of assets. Today, we're joined by a prestige group of experts to talk to us about our topic, understanding NFTs. We have Adam, who is the founder and CTO of Momintand, as well as Ofek, who is the product discovery and business development at Bensak. Welcome to the show, and thank you for joining us.
Thanks so much. Yeah, super excited to be here.
Yeah.
Likewise, also very excited.
I'm super excited to have this talk because when you guys, before you came in here, people were asking what NFTs are, and I tried to give a bit of my explanation from my understanding. But from you guys, if we were to ask, to break it in simpler forms, what is an NFT?
So I think you have to take one step back first because NFTs and blockchain relate so similarly, right? So let's just take a dive into the current world we live in right now, which is you have a bank, right? You're banked by Standard Bank, and they have a database that says...
Give me 2 seconds, let me just do that. Okay, no, I think the batteries are off.
I think it's the NFTs. You see what happens when NFTs don't want to work. It's stuff like this.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, sweet. So, yeah, let's take it back to first principles. So, you know, you might be banked by Standard Bank or Capitec, and they have a database, right? That says Adam has 20 Rand, right? So that's a centralized database. Now, back in a couple of years ago, some really smart people were like, well, why don't we change this? Because Standard Bank and all these banks essentially control your money. You have to say, Mr. Bank, can I please have some money to buy whatever you want to buy? And if they don't want to give it to you, they don't actually have to, right? Yeah. So we created this decentralized database called a blockchain, right? Okay. Where if you have a computer and you plug it into the network, you help make that database exist and be super secure. So why is that important, right? So now we create these new currencies, unlike the rands, called Bitcoin, which a lot of people know, right? Yeah. So now we've got this database that everyone can see and everyone controls, which is really cool. Yeah. And we can send money all over the world, which is fantastic, right? Yeah. So those are called fungible tokens. Okay. So 1 Bitcoin equals 1 Bitcoin. 1 Rand is 1 Rand, fungible, okay? But now we're talking about NFTs, non-fungible tokens. So what is non-fungibility, right? Yeah. So let's just say I take the Mona Lisa and I draw a really horrible piece of the Mona Lisa and I go to the Louvre and I say, give me the real Mona Lisa for my very amazing picture of the Mona Lisa. I'm really bad at drawing. So they're going to say, no. This is like, they're not the same. These are, you know, completely different. And even if I say, I think they're the same, they're going to say no. So they're non-fungible. They're different items. Even though they might look the same, they might feel the same. I drew that one. Someone else drew the other one, right?
Got you.
So at the same time, why is that important in this day and age when you want to prove certain things? Like, let's just say I'm an artist in South Africa. I've got a tablet. I draw a piece of art, and now I'm like, okay, cool. Well, I want to sell it to someone on the street. They're going to say, well, you know, it's on your phone. How do I know that you drew it? How do I know where it came from? Even when you sell it to me, you can now go sell it to 17 other people. So they're not going to trust you, right? Yeah. So what we can do is we can take that artwork and put it onto the blockchain, right? And that becomes a non-fungible token. That's where the token part comes, right? And now we've got this token that is the artwork, and then I put it into my blockchain wallet. So now I own this artwork on the blockchain.
Got you.
And it's digital. So then I can go and send it to someone in Germany, and they can send me money, and we can have an exchange across the world with a digital asset, right? And now they're not only to be sold. So another way to explain NFT is ID documents, right? So the government right now, what they do, I lost my ID the other day, so I had to go stand in a line for hours to try to get my ID document, and I had to give them a picture of my face, all my details and stuff like that. But the reality is that that's to give me a physical card. So they have to send all that information all the way to Pretoria, wherever they send it, then it has to get sent back. 3 months later, I get my ID. But in the future, we can create an NFT of me, right? Of my name and my picture and everything, put it onto the blockchain and put it in my blockchain wallet. So now what happens when I lose my phone, which is maybe has my blockchain wallet password? I go get another phone and I tell the government, hey, look, I lost my ID. Here it's me, you can see it, put my fingerprint down, and then they just issue a new NFT into that wallet. So now it takes 2 minutes. So NFTs are a way to own like digital assets, and it has so many different use cases. For example, who owns this building? I don't know. You know, you have to go ask the government. The government has their own database, but what if they make a mistake and all that data disappears? Then technically no one owns this building. So in the future, most likely title deeds will also be on the blockchain, and you'll have that in your blockchain wallet. And if you want to sell this building, you just go over to someone, hey, do you want to buy it? They say, yes, here's the money, you transfer the token, and boom, you own it.
And then what are some of the other functions of NFTs?
Okay, so to build on what Adam was saying,
Yeah.
an NFT is ultimately a certificate of ownership. So it's just a really good way to show who owns something.
Yeah.
So using Adam's example of the ID card, you know, in the future when ID documentation will be NFTs, you'll be able to use that to verify the authenticity of it.
Right.
So, you know, South Africa and a lot of other places in the world have got a massive issue with fraudulent and fake documents.
Absolutely.
Whereas NFTs allow you to see the source of it. So the blockchain allows you to see who originally created that document. So again, using the analogy of ID documents, let's say I go to a club as a 16-year-old with what I think is a fake ID,
Yeah.
and I show that to the bouncer. The bouncer will then be able to go look at the person who created that, and he'll see, hey, hold on, the government didn't create this. You created this an hour ago. Sorry, this is fake.
Yeah.
And the exact same thing can apply with NFTs online in today's day and age as well.
documents.
Yeah, any document, or even just NFTs.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know, if somebody wants to create a replica of a really expensive NFT and try their luck and try sell it and scam people,
Yeah.
they can't do that because you can go onto the blockchain record of that NFT and see, oh, hold on, this isn't created by the same person who created the original piece. So this isn't real, this isn't legit.
Oh.
So it's just a really transparent way to show ownership
Yeah.
in a way that cannot be tampered with.
Right. Oh man, I feel like first of all, I was just trying to listen and understand. Like, okay, this is sort of making sense, and I really love the fact that you guys took your time with first opening up. But right now, we're going to take a quick break. Rather, after that, we're still back with the both of them. We're going to explaining more about NFTs. Right now, a quick ad break for you and yours.